Hello and welcome to On Air with Odin, Game Mastering Pathfinder Dragonfall. We finally got out that fucking pit. That's what we did last time. We basically hit the fast forward button on the exploration, killed some centipedes, and managed to actually find Krisha's partner who she was adventuring with, who had been turned into a skeletal champion by this zombie lord. We killed them all. Krisha and her partner had this duel, while everyone just kind of swept up everything else around them. And once getting some nice magical loot, of course, and leaving the pit, Krisha set up like a little, basically a little grave marker for her fallen partner at the feet of the statue that guarded the entrance. And then we basically just left to make camp.
Now that Anakin's dead.
I don't think. Well, no, I think this samurai who got turned into a skeletal champion had more character than Anakin.
Yeah. He didn't whine, at least.
You know, been nice if Lucas had allowed Hayden Christensen to actually act.
It's kind of like what happened to the actresses in Twilight. They were told to be bland.
Oh, it's kind of hard to play a character that was already one-dimensional in the first place.
That's true.
Mm.
Tal's awake.
Odin, where's my doggy marker?
Your doggy marker? Is he under you?
Nope.
No. Where is he? I know I brought him along because I copied everyone. Unless he's still over where we pasted him onto the map. Doggy. Because he's quite a small token, it's kind of difficult to see. Because I pasted you all in around this area.
I don't see him.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I don't see him on the map.
Yeah. I know I did.
Yay, Water Sky's coming in soon.
This kind of shuffle. I know I pasted him in the map because he was underneath Tuffy when I copied everyone.
If a token is underneath, does it still get selected properly?
Yeah, because
always.
I did a click and drag box. Therefore, it highlights everything within it, no matter who's it's under, etc.
He isn't somehow on another layer, is he?
No, that would be very silly.
We'd still see him if he was on another layer.
Ah, true.
Yeah, because look, I like put all of you in like this little box, and then took all of you over.
Oh, there he is. I
Oh,
found
you
him.
Okay, yeah, I knew he was there somewhere.
He was hidden because he looks almost exactly like the train.
Yeah, that's the dog for you.
Odin, can you link the live stream link into the Skype for me?
Sure.
Thank you. So yeah, we're all good. Doggy is found. Everything is fine.
I'm still wanting to draw this scene, by the way, just because it would be too funny.
Good. That would be awesome.
So once we got to camp, Tuffy basically cuddle piled with her animals.
Yep.
Genevieve sat down and started reading, I think, if I recall.
Yeah, although I think we had this discussion last night, last time about me trying to teach Phoenix how to read.
Yeah, because Creature's like starting up a conversation with the little journal that she's borrowing, and Resi Phoenix just couldn't read it, so she's like, oh, sort of pass it down the line to Tom for him to read what it said.
Yeah, Tom can teach her how to read if she doesn't have dyslexia, but with that condition, yeah, let's get the paladin in on this.
Yeah, she has negative to all written-based rolls.
So if she gains literacy, then that goes away.
Actually, it doesn't. Even if she puts ranks into linguistics, she would still take that -2.
Even with proper training on how to read despite being dyslexic? Huh.
She can get ranks into the skill to help her with it, but she would still have to cope with being dyslexic.
That's what I was talking about, was the training would be more geared towards someone who is dyslexic.
But it's also, I'm not sure, in terms of like a setting, whether or not dyslexia is a known thing. Because, you know, people can be like, oh, the person's just not very good at reading in this kind of day and age setting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Then again, if wizards have been dyslexic, they don't have to care for that.
Well, that's why there aren't really any, there aren't any Aberai wizards. They would be sorcerers.
I don't know if I've got the damage recorded on this right. The sword that I got, I don't know if I've got the damage recorded right.
Oh? What does it say?
I have, it says 2d8 plus 4. But that doesn't sound right.
On the longsword?
Yeah.
Is that
Thundering longsword.
Doesn't that extra damage only apply on a critical hit, though?
Yeah, it does.
That's the 1d8 sonic damage, though.
Yeah, that's... Your longsword is just d8 plus strength.
Alright. So I do have it recorded wrong. Okay.
Yeah, and then when you get a crit, then you get the extra damage.
Gotcha.
Excuse me. Alright, so we're outside.
We've made camp, and I'm assuming we've eaten and rested.
Okay, so we've rested, then I will update my spells accordingly.
And then I'm sure the plan at the moment is literally get back to the city and report in and be like, he wasn't there.
Yep.
Brother Mayor, what you got now? Okay, who's got the highest appraise skill?
I've only got a 2 bonus, so not me.
Well, if nobody's taking a praise, then it's just going to be whoever has the highest intelligence.
That would be
Mine is-
Aranom.
Mine is 7 plus 2.
Aranom has 20 intelligence, so...
Yeah. Aaron,
Well, if he doesn't have the... like, if he didn't choose the appraise skill, then yours might still be higher.
No, because
Right.
appraise is not trained only, so...
Yeah, but if he doesn't have any ranks in it, that would be only
I don't have any
5.
ranks in it either. That's just my intelligence bonus.
No, I'm talking about Tom.
Oh, Tom.
He said his was 7 plus 2.
Oh, okay. Then he
Yeah.
has higher. Unless Aranam has ranks in it. You're right.
That's
20
yep.
plus 9. Yeah.
You're right. I'm doofy. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, let me just bring up Aranam while Randy's not here. I've still only got his level 1 sheet because he's been busy. He has 1 rank in it, so he has a 9.
Hi.
I'll do the same.
So what are we appraising here?
All the swag that we got.
All the swag. Right.
You know, the swag that we'll be selling, not the swag that we'll be keeping.
Yes, indeed. Let's see.
Bonk.
Well, actually, we have scrolls that need identifying, and potions that need identifying. I'm assuming Sage Heart would have done that.
Oh yeah. I could take
Something
a look
to
at
ask her when
scrolls.
she's actually on.
Yeah.
But I got a base 19 for my roll on Praise.
Praise? Okay, I'm just going to roll as Aranam for his.
Yeah, yours is better. We're going to be going with this.
Yeah, like Tom, like looking at the other stuff as in terms of its worth, like the lapis lazuli and stuff, think it's like it's probably worth about 8 gold or something, and then Aranam comes in as well. It's actually a bit close to 11. I think we could try for that. And the other one is worth 10 gold.
Yeah.
As for all this stuff, okay, I guess he should roll spellcraft on the scrolls. Is that what you would use for identifying that? I think it would be.
I believe so.
Well, if so, then
And I'm just doing a blanket check of the scrolls rather than each individual one. Okay, well, if
And if
Genevieve
he
wants to help
fails, you
out-
know,
yeah.
we have at least 2 other people.
Well, we
with
can take
spellcraft
20 on it as well, you know.
bam.
Oh,
The only thing that would do is if the scrolls were like trapped or something like that. Taking 20 would probably set them off.
yeah. Okay, so
Well, Mizu took 20 anyways.
okay, so we have a potion of stabilize. I'm just going with. Oh yeah, I need to bring up Sage Hearts. I will make it in a minute. Scroll of Alarm. We have a Scroll of Corrosive Touch. A Scroll of Summon Nature's Ally 1. And a Divine Scroll of Detect Undead.
Nifty.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna relay this to everyone else present.
All right. Well, the Divine Scroll should obviously go to Jen.
And also, you hear when you wake up that Krisha, in terms of some form of attempt to regain talking, she's been humming the entire morning and trying to do that. And just trying to make different sounds rather than try and form letters at this point.
Tom is going to try and cook some tea.
Oh, and you know, with the way she is, Krisha never sits; she always kneels.
As for the other scrolls, who should get them? Well, who can use the scrolls? I actually don't remember this from.
Any
Like if the-
arcane user. can
Anyone
pick
who's got
arcane
ranks
scrolls.
in use magic device.
All that too.
But hey, I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel what it is. I think there's a restriction. I think like divine scrolls can only be used by divine casters or something like that.
True.
Scroll usage.
What if you don't have points and use magic device though?
Use magic device is really for like rogues to be able to use wands and scrolls and stuff like that without being magic users. If you're an actual like magic user who can cast spells, although you don't have your spells yet, so maybe we should have me keep the divine scroll for the moment.
Okay, wait a minute. To activate a scroll, a spellcaster must read what's written on it. Arcane casters can only use arcane scrolls. Divine casters can only use divine scrolls.
Well put.
Oh, yeah.
But
Seems
what?
about right.
But what if you're not a caster at all? Like, what about rogues? Can we still use it?
That would probably be checking the use magic device skill to see if they have something for it in there.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. Use magic device.
Okay, wait. To have any chance of activating the scroll spell, the scroll user must meet the following requirements. The spell must be of the correct type, arcane or divine, and the user must have that spell on her class list, and they must have the prerequisite ability score.
Wow, that's really changed since 3rd edition.
It's wands that anyone can use, not scrolls.
Used to be you could throw a couple of scrolls at a rogue class, and as long as they had used magic device on them, they could go, yeah, I'll read it. Fuck off. Why not?
Yeah, I'm going to check up on that skill because maybe it allows you to.
Okay,
roll for it
here's
regardless.
what it says under use magic device for use a scroll. Normally, to cast a spell from a scroll, you must have the scroll spell on your cast list. Use magic device allows you to use a scroll as if you had a particular spell on your class list.
Okay, so there you go.
The DC is equal to 20 plus the caster level of the spell you're trying to cast the scroll from.
So it's difficult.
It's incredibly difficult to use a scroll.
Yeah, unless you're a native magic user of that type.
Yeah.
Alright,
yes.
in that case.
It's time to listen to music but not respond. Oh, there you go. She responded to me. Okay,
I
well.
believe Tal was actually trying to ask her to turn it down, and
Or wear headphones, you know.
She doesn't have any.
Not even just like $1 earbuds.
no.
She doesn't have any.
And if they're not comfortable, she will refuse to wear them.
Wow, that's douchey.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So now that we've cleared up the fact that use magic device just counteracts the requirements for scrolls, although the DC is much higher using
Yeah.
that instead of actually being a spellcaster.
Alright, so in that case, I should take the divine scroll because I'm pretty sure I have access to that spell.
My use magic device is at a total of 7, so probably better not hand me a scroll.
Yeah, because even a
No.
first level scroll is 21 DC.
Yeah, no ninja scrolls for me.
I've got a 6, so yeah. Pretty
I'm
much.
checking to see if I do actually have.
We need to start
access
pumping our
to-
skill points into use magic device.
What is
Yeah.
it? It's the detect undead.
Detect Undead is a divine scroll, yeah.
Yeah, I can't use it. I don't have access to detect undead.
Yeah. Well, but as we said, I think it's use magic device is more commonly used for wands because they're much easier to use.
Yeah, there's not a DC for using wands listed. There's not a DC thing listed on the skill page for wands.
And it's also for, I forget if this is the same rule. Is it for also like magic traps? Or is that just covered by disable device?
It just says use a wand staff or other spell trigger item. It doesn't say anything
Okay.
about traps.
Because I know in 3.5 you needed use magic device to deal with magic traps.
Well,
Rather than mechanical ones.
I don't see why that wouldn't also be a thing. Maybe, but I don't.
Yeah. Maybe, I'm just
That's up
not
to
sure if
you.
Pathfinder uses that, you know. It's very rare you'll encounter a magical trap anyway, most of them are mechanical. Okay, right. So, Radiant Phoenix is just awake and eating now that there is food. She doesn't really do much in the mornings, she doesn't have any special needs, as it were, in terms of meditation or anything like that. She just wakes up and she's just like, right, okay. Food, yep, drink, yep. Just checking the boxes.
Tuffy will spend the morning, just kind of keeping her animals training up and talking to things and whatever.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Aranam's just doing his
Pondering his staff.
studies and pondering his staff, yeah.
He's off in a corner pondering his
prayers.
staff.
Yep.
Morning prayers and all that. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's going on.
And Tom is boiling some tea. The first person he'll hand it to is our brand new samurai.
Felicia, yeah, she takes it rather eagerly and bows her head in thanks. And she sits there just drinking her tea rather properly. Not English kind of proper, but
Yeah.
the samurai kind of proper. Okay, so let's have another look at
Let's
this.
see. What's a relevant skill for that?
I think if you've just got proper tea, then you don't need to roll any skills for that. It's when you're foraging and makeshifting stuff that you need to make survival checks.
Oh, I know the proper skill.
Oh yeah?
It's not the cooking of the tea that's important.
What skill was
Good.
that?
Knowledge nobility. He presented the tea properly.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Or Eastern culture.
Yes.
So, everybody want to get back to town?
Sounds good to me.
As soon as we are ready, yes.
Okay. So we just... Where's the master? There it is. Okay. Just looking to buy some of these. Aha.
Yeah, when we get back to town, if Tom has enough, he's going to go see if he can get a couple of bracers of armor. Because that's going to be way more useful than actual armor.
In terms of mobility and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That and that leather armor was probably really bothering him, considering how hot it was in that last place. And I think he's just...
I think you cut it there.
I said, I think he probably had to ditch that leather armor, considering he was sweating in it the whole time.
Yeah.
That armor smells permanently.
Okay. So everyone deconstructs camp, kicks out the fire, spreads the ashes so it doesn't. There's no embers, not ashes. Yeah. To make sure there's no chance of it relighting. And we make our way onto the road and travel on
I
horseback.
have a question. Does our new samurai chick count as like an undead construct or something now?
She didn't die.
She didn't die. She was
No,
just
she's a
magically
living
being...
construct.
Oh, okay. I thought she was like reanimated dead or something.
No, she did not die. We saved her.
Cool.
Yeah, but does reanimated live work?
It was more just put back together life. Yeah, she was alive and just strewn about all over the place, but still, like, nothing was disconnected. Everything was just pulled out very precisely.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's
Very
safe to say about that whole
Hellraiser-ish.
thing.
Yeah, she's going to be having nightmares for the rest of her life.
Okay, so Krisha just...
But she was so masterfully put together that rest of her life is going to be a long time.
Yeah. Krisha just doubles up on a horse with someone. And just starts... and you make your way back to the city. I need to copy all of you, because updated stats and tokens.
I'm loving my mithril armor guides. My AC is so high.
If your AC was any higher, it'd be in a Snoop Dogg video.
Me and my doggy have the same AC now.
Ridiculously high.
Ridiculously high, yes.
Okay, so back to
Now you need to
Fairwold.
go to outrageously high.
Or redonkulously high.
Send them to the back. Okay, right, so... Going back to... this, I believe. I think I was using this for the city theme.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the city that we've missed so much.
Indeed. You take a couple of days to get there, but there's nothing there's no battles that happen along the way that are worth playing out. It's just been like pests. Nothing really
Couple of
Oh,
bandits try to ambush us. Your money or your life, we laugh at them.
then they get pissed off, then you kill them.
The super gigantic mosquitoes who try to drain us all in one bite.
Yep, this is the one they use for this town, I believe.
Oh, Grandia.
Chrono Trigger, actually.
No,
Oh, that's
this
right.
is yeah.
Very similar.
It's Chrono Trigger. It's the very
Yeah.
beginning of the festival thing.
Yeah, I recall now.
Yeah.
They're similar, that's why I got confused.
Hi, everybody.
Hey!
I'm actually here.
Hey!
So,
Yay!
so I ended up doing my schoolwork like a few hours ago because I didn't have class. So, yay! I'm here now.
We got a Randy.
Ah.
Okay, so what you missed, just to bring you up to speed, we're level 3 now.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're here for that, that's why I'm just bringing it up. We found someone. Basically, we found a hallway full of corpses pinned to the wall. And then, with further investigation, we found that the corpse on the end wasn't a corpse.
Oh.
It was a still alive person who's been basically cut open and all the parts brought outside, very specifically to keep the person alive while strewed about everywhere.
All right.
And then, with Enfys and Sageheart, Sageheart rolls her heal check and tries to put it back together because she's the Kai Urgin. She's she's literally a surgeon. And she crits.
Oh, okay.
So this person is perfectly put back together. Enfys then blasts her with Cure Light Wounds afterwards, once she's actually put together, just to help it along. And after giving her back her strength by, feeding her, letting her rest properly, giving her a drink, she's unable to talk so far because of basically recovering everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she came along with us. Thankfully, as much as messy as her handwriting was, with how her hands were kind of still a bit messed up, she managed to communicate with writing. That she came to defeat the undead here with a partner. She then joined us. We found her clothes, so she got dressed, and we Tom's katana that he left behind was taken up as a weapon by her. And then we confronted what turned out to be a zombie lord and the skeletal champions around her, one of which was a skeletal champion that Krisha's partner was transformed into. So it was a fellow, because Krisha turns out to be a samurai. And so there's this skeletal champion samurai, and they have a duel, while the rest of the party cleans up everybody else around them.
Alright.
And of course, you saw that, you know, it kind of hurt Krisha putting down her good friend, but she knew it needed to be done, so just ended him. Took his helmet and his blade, and then once we left the pit, like, stabbed the blade into the ground, put his helmet on top of it, and left it there as like a grave marker. And then we made our way back to town. And we found loads of loot on the way. Like I'm giving you the cliff notes. In fact, I'm giving you the cliff notes of the cliff notes.
Works for me.
We kicked ass, got loot, left.
Alright.
So we head back to the stables. Those that were rented, we stable up and clear the, let's see, about a week's, I think. Oh wait, no, because it's like 2 to 3 days travel there and back, and then we spent a good like 4 days in the pit.
Easily.
Yeah, so 10 days worth. So it's, I forget what they were charging per day. I think it was a gold a day.
This may be one of those times where we're gonna have to settle the debt after we get our money.
Yeah, I think it was yeah, probably totaled up to about 10 gold.
Alright, well, that means I get 15 gold back from the 25 gold deposit.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
we now know who gets all the money from us looting the place. It ain't us.
Actually, well, you weren't away long enough for you to basically need to spend any more money. You got just some of your deposit back minus the amount that was due. So you all those that rented a horse get 15 out of 25 of their deposit back, as Badger said.
It was a joke.
Yeah, it's the kind of the vendors are definitely who profits from this. We'll end up getting better gear, but they get a shitload of money.
And that means that Tuffy gets.
Doesn't have any exchanges at all because she bought her horse.
Yep.
No, Tuffy covered me. So
Oh.
she gets her gold.
Okay.
I recall that.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Oh, so I get 15 gold back. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that too. That was so long ago.
So while you're in the city, of course, you are offered, do you want us to take care of your horse while you're in the city? Or do you want to actually take the horse into the city?
The horse can stay here with the other horses.
Mm-hmm. That's a much cheaper service. That's like 5 silver a day.
Okay.
Excuse me.
We're here for the next 3 years.
Yes, it's literally half of the price to rent a horse. Yeah. Like 1 gold a day to rent a horse, 5 silver to have us take care of your horse for a while.
Okay. That'll be fine.
You're becoming quite regular getting in and out of the city on various adventures. I'm sure that's benefiting the people around here, so you keep it up and I'm sure eventually you'll get a guild certificate.
Oh yeah, we're about to stimulate the hell out of this economy.
Or cause inflation, either one.
Well, when adventure is common, it's not really that big a deal. I'm not much of a risk for inflation. It's still like a lot of money coming in now and then, but they kind of are used to that. That's kind of their economy is adapted to that.
And it does even out in the long run, so yeah.
A band called Octopus.
Probably goes towards more grain storage and other food trades so that they can make up any shortages.
Yeah, I'm sure like a lot of the merchant guild take a cut and taxes and stuff like that. You know, it benefits the city to have large amounts of money suddenly come in.
They just figured out a way to do it without crashing the economy.
Well, yeah, because much as they give a lot of money out for buying stuff from you, they then have all these goods that are extremely expensive for you to buy, therefore it just balances out.
Yeah.
That's why they have merchants and, like, literally people who specifically are... Like, the blacksmith will make all these common swords, but then every so often they might be like, well, we've had quite a few adventures come through recently. I think I'll work on a project, and makes this super duper sword. Or there are literally archaeologists and scavengers, I guess you could say, who go and find stuff that adventurers would want. It's just when they don't accept any grave rob loot.
Technically, isn't that entirely what adventuring is about?
Being in a chest in a dungeon compared to taking it from a dead guy's clutches in a crypt is a bit different.
Yeah, about 5 feet different.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's still a difference. You know, it's like the difference between looting and thievery. It's a fine line. A fine line that's defined whether or not they attacked you, pretty much. Okay, so you make your way into the city, head down the super duper, like, watermill run kind of clockwork elevator to get down to the regular levels.
You know, I don't think Tom will ever not go wee on that thing.
It also makes it quite secure because there's no like just like steps for people to attack the city to go down. Like they could literally just shut off the elevator and people would be stuck up on a cliff until they found another way down.
Well, there are other ways in that don't require the elevator, but they're really well guarded.
Yeah, like the narrow passage to get ships into the city.
Well, not just that. Look on the cliffs. Look on the cliff sides. There's roads that go down, but
there's one. Yeah.
There's two, one on each side, and they're so narrow that it's just the road.
Yeah, it's just the road, and there's twice the gates on it.
Yeah. Good fucking luck.
Oh wait, no, there's not twice the gates on the one on the right-hand side, but still, that's...
Doesn't matter because it's so thin getting into there that the defenders can just use it as a choke point.
Yeah, one on each side, and then the one at the top, and then the entry by sea. It's a very well-constructed city. I mean, there's like...
Except for the fact that it's on a floodplain, yeah.
I'm sure they found ways to deal with that.
We can but hope.
I'm sure that was a problem when they first settled here, but as they grew, they probably just found ways. Like, maybe, like, literally digging the river to be deeper. Kind of
putting some golems at the bottom to pump the water out. Down here we have pump 19.
Yeah, that would actually work.
Sorry, Terry Pratchett reference there.
Now I has a sad.
Why?
Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so where's your first stop now that you're back in the city? You heading straight for the market, or what do you want to do?
I mean, it would be nice to go to the market to offload all of this stuff.
Yeah, we are kind of burdened with lots of crap right now.
Yeah.
Well, Tom is going to hand all the stuff that he's carrying over to others, and he's going to say, "I've got some reporting to do," and then just jump off the side. Basically, he'll catch up with them later when he can, but he's got some reporting to do to certain people.
The creature kind of pokes her brow at that, and then when you jump off, she kind of blinks, and looks to the others, kind of like raises a finger, kind of like, did he just?
Yes.
Sage
yes,
Heart's
he did.
taking it completely in stride.
All
After
right.
all, don't janitors always do this?
After a bit, she just kind of shrugs, and you guys seem to think it's normal, so she's just gonna be like, "All right, whatever." She kind of like shakes her head and just sort of like, "All right." Carry on. I mean, she's having to deal with quite a few looks from the people around her. Seems she's pretty much looking like a walking corpse that's been stitched together. The color in her skin is not returned yet, and she was rather pale to begin with anyway because of her elven looks.
Looks like someone I know from several years ago, then, only with stitches.
Shut up.
So those who are coming along, I guess, Ben, you should just click on the pile and drag Tom out from there, I guess. Because thankfully you can only click on Tom, so you dragging from the pile gets just you. It's a lot easier than me having to unstack everyone. And you
He'll
make
be
your-
there for a while, and then he'll catch up with them later.
Mhm.
Don't think there's a reason to actually play that out, because it's just a report that he's making.
Yep. And I guess what comes up in the report is the letter you found as well.
Yeah, he'll hand over the letter, he'll show them the sword, and he'll report that the dungeon has been cleared.
Well, I fear that this report will have to be forwarded, for this is not a mark of one of our clans. This is one of the samurai orders. But do not worry, we shall have someone forward your report to
Yeah.
the correct people.
Report, done, out of there.
Okay,
Probably take him about half an hour or so.
and with the whole rescuing of another samurai, then he'll say,
Yeah.
well, I'm sure with that heroic effort, then we'll be sure to persuade them that you having the sword is only fair.
It's not like the sword can be taken away from him.
You
Like,
have
nope,
done
sorry,
well,
mine.
and you have what would you say? Like he's earned, at least within their facility, he's earned like a brownie point, and it's like the first step of, I guess you call it recognition and benefits within them their location personally. Because as much as you may be part of an order, like with each place you go to of another clan, you still have to earn merit there.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what is said about you, you still must prove yourself. Alright, so everyone else gets to the market. And I do have exactly the worth here, but someone's of course gonna have to be the bargainer.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it should would bargaining fall under like appraise? Or
Apparently, by on to the other guys, I mean, I'm dropping the call. Funk.
Oh dear.
Maybe diplomacy?
Yes, that would be diplomacy.
So, who's got the highest diplomacy score? I've got a 5.
Sounds like it's you.
Let me check mine just in case.
Because I've got 3.
Yeah, my charisma's not very high, but I did put ranks into it.
I've got a whole one.
I've got a 9.
Well, it's up to you, dude.
I'm not there yet.
We can wait.
It's kind of funny. She's lost her voice, but she has a 7. Cliche has a high diplomacy of 7, but she can't use it right now until she regains the ability to talk.
Oh god, the best diplomat in the entire party, and he had to go report.
Well, I'm thinking Genevieve most likely has a good diplomacy. She's a freaking paladin.
Yeah, why isn't her? What is hers? Please tell me it's like a 12 or something.
It is a 12.
Awesome. You have your diplomats.
That's kind of why I put her on the party front. Okay, so I guess you divvy up to like scrolls, potions, and then just basic equipment. Therefore, that would be, I guess, 3 diplomacy checks to see how well you do at each shop. But once again, if you want to add more flavor to the selling, then please do.
Okay, I don't like being put on the spot like this, so I'm just going to...
Haggling is a lost art.
You're going to go to each place, and your character is going to know what to say, basically. And then you roll your diplomacy check.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Which one are you starting with? The equipment, the potions, or the scrolls?
I'm gonna say equipment.
Okay.
It is the bulkiest.
Yeah. You head over to the equipment store, and the owners look at you, and you explain how you've been on a grand adventure to clear out the pit of the Shadow Countess, and we have much loot that we may be interested in. Rubbing their hands at the prospect of more stuff to sell, they gesture you over to an empty table and go, "Alright, we'll load up everything you need to sell and we'll have a look at it." You unload all the equipment onto the table, and they kind of look at it all and go, "Oh." And like they're just being very sort of like, "Oh, so how much do you think of all of that's worth?" And then with knowing from buying all the stuff basically, and well, so, like diverting their question, you go, "Well, my mind has been in the adventuring. It was more focused on slaying them than appraising this lot. Though I'm sure you can appreciate the amount of effort that was put into gathering this ancient and rather unique equipment. As much as they may only serve some rather average purposes in terms of typical use, they are still rare pieces, not styled the same as what is crafted within the city." And they go, "Well, yeah, alright, yeah, okay, so I guess for that lot, splitting it apart into the weapons and the armor, then between us, we would have. Oh, let's see. They start like getting a book out and start tallying up. All right. I think for that lot,
Wait, she's going for blue book value?
we could give you around 3,000 gold for the lot.
All right.
I mean, any more, we won't be able to turn any profit from this. I guess if people want to roll appraise checks to against that, then that's up to you.
I will.
I got a 15.
I got an 18.
Oh well, I'm still learning.
Yeah, Randy and Tal, you think, well, that's at a fair price. Kiki, your character's like, I could probably get a few more hundred for that, but I do understand that they need to still actually make money from selling it on. And it is a fair price.
She's gonna whisper to Genevieve that you could probably get a couple of hundred more if you really tried, but it's pretty fair.
I suppose. I. I mean, I guess we can go with that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what else I should say about it.
Okay, so that's fine. You accept, and you get another 3,000 gold, which I'm just adding to the flat gold loot tracker that I've got here before we divvy it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to remove all of that. What was that for?
Disguise check.
Oh, okay.
He's swapping into more common clothes for the area.
Mm-hmm.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Sorry. Hold on.
That's okay.
I'm going mute. Hello?
Okay.
So that was somewhat meh disguise.
Yeah. But, you know, it's not like anyone's going to question you. You managed to just put on just some basic clothes. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not made by people in the city, but they're common enough.
Oh, herp a derp.
What?
It should actually be a 15 thanks to no trace. So it's an average check.
Yeah, so that's pretty good then.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay. And so your next roll would be for the potions, in terms of diplomacy. As you move on to the potion shop, and wow, okay.
I'm assuming I'm doing these separate.
Yeah,
Nice roll.
very nice roll. You head up to the
Jinx it,
potion
guys.
shop.
I'll probably end up on the other one.
And you pull out a little box that, you know, you put all the potions in. And you lay them on the counter. And the alchemist looks at it and like takes one of them, sort of like, alright, okay. Alright, fair enough. And ooh! I mean, yeah. And oh, alright. Okay.
And I'm watching the alchemist look them over.
I will say, I could give you 900 gold for this lot. These 4 potions here.
Okay.
Hi, through here.
That's a lot of gold, this says.
I also think that's a lot of gold.
For 4 potions,
We're
that's a
doing
lot
what?
of
Rolling
gold.
appraise again?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I know about potions? I don't know squat about potions, obviously. You're often a lot left.
Okay.
That seems like a good deal.
It's the euphoria from getting money from the equipment earlier.
Oh god.
Obviously, I wouldn't be able to tell a potion of delusion from a potion of extra healing. Not with a roll like that.
Have appraise, so I really couldn't tell you.
Alright. So you take the 900 gold.
I guess so.
Okay. Those are all sold. The alchemist puts all the potions away and hands you your gold. And let's see, I guess you would move on from the alchemist to the magic shop for the scrolls.
Okay, if I fail this, I'm so done.
Good job.
Fantastically high diplomacy rolls make up for fantastically low appraise rolls.
Alright, well, let's see. Okay, what we got here? Just kind of takes the scrolls. It doesn't unravel them, he's just kind of like, I know where that is. These are all for pretty mundane spells that you don't exactly need to be the most powerful to use. So I think 75 gold for all 4 of them.
16.
16. You know that because you're Aranan, you know first level scrolls are at most 25 gold each, and there's 4 of them here, so at most 100 if you are buying them.
Well, I whisper that to her, let her know. These cost at least 25 apiece.
No, at
if not
most.
more.
At most.
Oh,
25
at
gold.
most. Ah, okay, misunderstood. Yeah, these cost at most 25 apiece, so like maximum 100 gold.
And that's to buy, not to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, Tom agrees with that appraisal as he just steps in.
Yeah, and Sage Heart
By the way,
knows
everyone
that,
gets a kebab.
Fair markup.
Everyone gets a kebab. He stopped by a kebabery on the way.
yeah,
Got everyone
there's
a
a
snack.
like outside the main market hall are people just like selling food and stuff. Like you get all
There's
the,
a couple of CMOT dibblers out there.
yeah,
Ha!
like they keep all the butchers and the fishmongers outside, and all of the like cooking on the spot, ready to eat stalls outside because too strong flavors inside a trade hall would damage some goods. Because it would permeate. So you take that as the fair price?
If nobody has any objections, then yeah.
Okay. Oh, and you also have the gems that you could sell.
Yeah, you guys do that. I'll be right back.
Didn't Aranam want to look at those?
Sure, I'll look at them. Are they pretty?
Yeah, I rolled a check for you
Yeah,
earlier
those
when
are
you weren't
pretty.
here. So he already knows that they're worth 11 gold and 10 gold. So you know, getting 20 or around there would be more than fair.
They are pretty, oh so pretty.
Or we can just get a fine chain and, make you a nice pretty necklace.
Oh, pretty necklaces would make me so happy.
So pretty and witty and gay.
And they also make head harder to lift out of river when talking to fish.
Well,
Wow,
it-
that was not at all where I was going with that, but okay.
That's what Rising Phoenix puts in as her 2 cents.
I mean,
Wow.
they'd see the shiny though, and they'd be like, "Oh, shiny."
And then drag you under.
No, I'd be like, "No, these are my gems. Do not take."
And they drag you under anyways.
I would cast magic missile on them and attack the darkness.
How much would it cost to get him an iron chain wrapped around his neck? Preferably the size of a boat anchor chain.
It would cost him an oath of fealty.
I have no idea what's even going on now.
On the good side, he'd get a white belt with it.
Okay, back on track. Okay. So, I guess you'd find some form of jewelry crafter who would be interested in the gems. And he kind of looks at you. And... Okay, so gets out his little eyepiece, looks at the gems. I think about I think it'd be fair if I gave you for all of this lot a dog.
Oh, cute.
Is it potty trained?
No guarantees.
I swear,
He gets another one.
it never fails we get in the middle of a game, and then people start stomping around outside, like on the porch and whatnot, and stir him up.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you about 16 gold for them.
Well, considering you do have to sell them, I guess that'd be a okay deal. I mean,
And that was my appraise.
Yeah, he's offering you 16, and at best, he could sell them for 21.
That is actually kind of fair.
yeah, I was thinking so. All right, well, I accept that deal.
Okay. Thank you very
Now,
much.
granted, he puts them in like a necklace or a ring, and he's gonna get a shitload more for it. But then that's his job.
Yeah.
So I said we could just totally have like a necklace or something made.
Yeah.
We have Ombre and Breakman Z watching. Hey guys!
Ooh, Breakman Z's watching?
Mhm.
Neat.
Yeah, he watches us as long as he doesn't have work.
Probably because me and Kiki are on his show.
No
Oh.
offense. Is Breakman Z again?
He does a radio show that we're on, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so in total, once you've done all the selling, you get all your loot and you count it all up. Well, all of your just editing that there. Okay. So I guess what you could do is head to some form of banker to get it put into bigger coins, because you've got a lot of copper.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
Bink.
Bink?
You'll see. Just hope the roll's high. Decently high. Any rare coins in there?
You search through all of them. And you see mostly common ones. You see some of them that are quite old, but not old enough to be particularly rare. Although you find 3 silver pieces, which seem to be a bit more interesting.
Ooh. Taking those 3, spreading them out for the group to see. Pointing out these 3, we need to have someone like an archaeologist or a coin collector look at them. These 3 aren't like the rest.
Well, just in case, I'll take a quick look with detect magic.
They aren't magical, but he did pick up that the crown design and also the crest on the other side are different to the rest of them. Like it's marked with the same year as some of the other coins that have a different design to them. Like there's all these coins that have the same design, and then these ones, despite them being the same year as those other coins, have a different design to them, which makes them stand out a bit.
Yeah. Something special about these coins.
Like, because it's understandable that over 100 years, maybe the coin will change depending on how the kingdom moves, pretty much. But yes.
Different reign, commemorative coin for the birth of a child or a marriage. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means those 3 coins could be more valuable than their metal worth.
Mhm. Well, it's down to you on to how you want to go about finding someone who might be interested. But in terms of the monetary worth, taking out those 3 silver coins and I guess getting the rest of it chipped up, there is 5,370 gold. And that will be split between you lot.
Well, an exchange place is actually a great place to get information on where to go for specialty places like that. So Tom will ask around politely about any coin collectors or people with vested interest in coins and of antiquity.
Okay,
And
so
that would be
diplomacy,
used
because it would be knowledge.
to be a gather information check a long time ago.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess diplomacy will work.
because knowledge local would be racking your own brain for what you remember.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable for dealing with the common folk, and you are guided. Someone does point out that there is an antiques dealer who does like his rare coins. He's a good friend of he's a good friend of Wilfred, the archaeologist, and they're often chatting about the sources of various antiques that are found at archaeological digs and just found during adventures and stuff like that. And so he'd be your best bet.
Tom looks at the others. Anyone want to come with?
I'll go along. Sure, why not?
I will.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have other shopping and stuff to do.
Okay.
Always
Well,
up for learning something new.
How much do we each have so far?
If you want to, do you want to split it up now, or do you want to wait until you've maybe sold these coins?
Well,
Well, I can wait until we've sold the coins.
Okay, so Tom will head towards the directed area with everyone else in tow that wants to come with.
well, if we're not splitting up now, then there's no reason for me to go shopping yet.
But we'll get to the shopping.
You're guided to this rather little out of the way, just very small little hut. Well, not hut, but actual building. And it's very nondescript. It's got a sign, but it's it's not as flashy as some of the main ones. It's called let's see. It's called Baldrick's Antiques. And that's basically just what it says on the sign. And honestly, it looks like someone's house pretty much. But there is a small display in the window.
Okay. Tom will go inside
House.
and Our Lady of the Diplomacy, if you will.
She just keeps getting better with that.
Okay. Well, you head inside. The place is a bit musty because of all the old items and antiques around. It seems to be well taken care of, and the dusting seems to be done at least sometimes. Like, not everything is covered in dust. Everything actually seems to be kept up to a nice polish, but some of the glass cabinets look like they might need just a bit of a dust. Like, maybe it's been a week since the last dusting, although that's only on like mundane cabinets. On the actual items that are open air, they're polished up to a sheen.
Cool.
There's some old suits of armor. Some of them look like they're in good condition, but they're probably not battle worthy because they're just 'cause
Display
of the age.
pieces.
Yeah. And there's also some like weapons and various little trinkets and baubles and like, all these
All right,
rings.
so-
And then there's this whole cabinet dedicated to coins.
So something came up on Kelzen and she had to go AFK.
Okay.
Okay.
But she made her roll, so when we get to it, she'll definitely be doing well. And behind the counter is Baldric himself. He's a little gnome, just sitting there with his glasses and his beard. And his rather twiddly mustache that seems to be almost as white. It goes. The ends of his mustache go out as far as his ears do.
Neat.
And he looks up from you. He was just in the middle of using what seems to be some form of polish on a few items behind the counter.
Role play.
He looks up and he goes, "Ah, hey, do I know you? Or you, welcome to Baldric's Antiques. I forget that I'm actually running a business here sometimes."
No, Tom will simply smile. He's quite all right. We have some coins that we'd like you to appraise.
His eyes light up and he just kind of just puts everything down rather carefully and moves it to one side and rubs his hands together and he's like, "Oh, coins.
Are these one?
What particularly stood out from the rest of them in your coin purse?"
Aside from their age, they have a different symbol on the front and back than ones of a similar make. We found them all in the same dungeon.
Oh. Well,
Hey,
bring me here.
Spreads out the 3 silver coins.
Gets at his little eyepiece, and I gave up just trying to find a picture of this guy. Just use your imagination. Oh, hey, Zachary. Nice for joining us.
I'm just imagining a World of Warcraft gnome.
Yep. Yeah. you got Millhouse Manastorm just sitting there in front of you, but he's got a little hat on, and he's got his little jeweler's eyepiece. I forget what they're called. And he picks one of them up, and he sets it down for a bit, and he gets this piece of cotton, and he picks it up and very carefully rubs at it to like polish it up a bit, to try and also remove some of the muck from it, but extremely gently. And he's and he kind of rubs it again. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Flips it over and does the other side. And this is the same. Yeah, well, it's a good find you got here. I'm not gonna lie about that. About a couple of 100 years ago, to mark the longest serving ruler that we've had for this, I guess you'd call it a kingdom or just monarchy that we've had down here. I mean, we've had no longer serving royal figure then who we call the what we call the well, first of all, we call him the the longest serving king, of course. But let's see. Like a surname with that. Oh, screw it, I'll do. Yes, but King Batkin, he ruled over this kingdom for, I think it was a good 80 years on the throne. And it was a difficulty, let's say, for him to say an heir. And, of course, it was a bit difficult to find out the cause of such a thing. People thought that maybe he was cursed by the jealousy of those who had seen to take his place, and perhaps cursed by the bitterness of those who tried and failed and fell before him. But whatever the reason, it was in fact when he was a ripe old age of 65, would you believe it, as a human king, he actually eventually managed to sire an heir. And in celebration of the birth of his son, special coins were minted to celebrate the occasion. Now the reality of what produced the son and all that, that's just ancient history, and got a bit nasty for a bit there, but it still doesn't take away from the value of these coins. I mean, a lot of them were upon discovery of the foul play behind the actual birth of this so-called heir. A lot of the people gathered up these coins and melted them down to just make some more generic coins and try and forget this little discrepancy in the history books ever happened. But here you've managed to find some that are still intact, and well, I would dare say that these are worth way more than, of course, their metal value. And in fact, it may even cause a little bit of, I wouldn't call it an outrage or a problem, but some people may talk negatively about me wanting to keep such things.
Embarrassment, perhaps?
Perhaps. And, I would say that one of these coins alone, it's probably worth about, let's see, yeah, probably about 120 of its monetary value. Like if 120 of its generic brethren is what I'm trying to say. They're worth about 120 silver apiece just for one of this silver.
Tom looks at the others. Is that acceptable?
Say, chart, no, it's fine with me. After all, history should be remembered, especially the parts that people want to forget.
Aye, that's a discussion me and my friend have gotten into many a time, but I agree with you, young lady.
Always good to meet a like-minded individual.
What is history if you don't remember it?
Then it's just the past, and cannot be learned from anymore.
Exactly. That's why Wilfred's out trying to dig up stuff that's been forgotten so that we may remember. So let's see, 3 of these. Let's do it in gold, so that'll be 36 gold pieces for the 3 of them.
We're about to get a copyright strike. There we go.
Yeah, we're hearing. I'm not sure who it's coming from.
I'm sure of who it's coming from.
Alright, well, there you go. That's 36 gold there for the coins.
$36 over to whoever's in charge of the money of the group.
You pretty much got a big old sack of gold that you're kind of waiting to divvy up. Okay. Just gonna put this into the notes of Fairwold. Okay.
We lost Ben.
Oh dear. Welcome back, Cal. Welcome back to Ben when he gets back. There he is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there are how many in the party right now? A lot.
Let's spread them out over the town to figure it out.
Yeah. It's like da 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 da. He's gonna get back.
Dogs don't get
Also,
coins.
somebody on my end is on Facebook, so everything is like super slow for me right now.
3, 6, 7, 8.
Apologies,
It's an 8-way
people.
split.
Roommate just got back from jury duty, so I'm going to be going out shopping with her.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna shop me?
So I'll talk with you guys later. Have fun. Ben, you probably know my character almost as well as I do. And besides, she does pretty good without me. So, see you guys later.
Later.
Have fun.
Okay, so when you start trying to divvy up, Rising Phoenix just shakes it off. So like, she's got what she needs. She doesn't want a share of it. She's not, you know. I'm here to help you, as Mother said. I'm not here to make money.
Well, that's your choice.
Krisha
So it's
just
a 7-way split.
Yeah, Krisha just goes. She's like, holds up her hand, and, gets a journal, and starts writing. Oh, I should have changed the name to Krisha, but you know, whatever. She writes out and hands it to someone.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, she takes the 6 gold off the top, and that's a lot of money for her because she doesn't really have many needs. She's just gonna get supplied, and that's all she needs to do.
Okay, so it's a PC only split. Got it.
Pretty much.
6-way split.
6-way split of 5,400 gold is 900 gold apiece. So everybody gets 900 gold.
Definitely need to find a money changer.
I'm gonna just put this in as a note for Sage, or for Tao when she gets back.
Ooh.
So,
I've got 909
ka-ching,
gold.
everybody.
Well, actually, I should probably go shopping first. That way I have less to change over.
Yeah.
Alright, well, reform the party.
So here's my question for you guys.
Uh-huh.
I have this Masterwork heavy crossbow, right? And it does pretty good damage.
Right.
But it does take me a while to reload it. It takes a full action to reload. Now I could just keep it and wait until I hit level 4 and take the rapid reload feature, which will take me less time to reload it. Or I could, like, start using it now and just take the action, you know, only half my actions. Or I could sell it and try to get, like, some better form of short bow, which I wouldn't have to worry about reloading.
I'd say hold off until level 4. There's another option, of course.
There is, when you next get a feat, pick up longbow proficiency.
Well, the other option I was thinking about is have the Masterwork crossbow modified so that it has a faster reload speed. Like it has some sort of assist for the bow pullback.
Could I do that? Is there someone in town that could do that if I paid them?
I mean, historically speaking, that's just a crank that you hook onto it.
I mean, that's totally up to the DM for...
If that exists.
Yeah, for if that exists and if I could do that.
I know it exists, I just think it's expensive.
The crank?
let's see. Well, no, just a more rapid crossbow, I know is a...
Oh.
I
was thinking the actual historical solution, which was just a catch and a crank that pulled it up really fast.
Yeah.
And if you got really good at it, you could lock and load that thing almost as fast as a musket.
Let's see, where is it? Just looking through here. Crossbow, crank, heavy. It's an exotic weapon.
So even if I got it done, I wouldn't be able to use it? Is what you're saying?
I don't think you'd be able to use the crank as a weapon.
Let me have a look.
Oh no, I think what you're talking about, the crank crossbow, is one of those where, like, you fire a grappling hook and then it hoists you up.
Oh yeah, that's different. I'm just looking at it now.
The Batman crossbow.
Yeah.
There is the repeating one, which is also exotic, but that's because it's a repeater rather than just being quicker reloading.
Also known as the Chinese crossbow.
But I think you would be better off just getting a better short bow. Because even if you do like get really quick at reloading it, well actually no, it would only put it down by 1 step.
Yeah, it says if I get the feat, it takes my move action to... So I could move or I could reload, but I couldn't do both.
Okay, well out of character, you'd be better off with a short bow because when you start getting more than 1 attack a round, that would be a full round action to fire multiple times, and with a crossbow, needing to reload would make it impossible. But that is only something to think about like later on rather than right now.
Well, I was thinking that if you got a crank, that would take it down a step as well.
Yeah.
So the crank plus the feat would be having it be a swift action.
So you'd get at most 2.
Yeah.
But you'd still have problems where you'd get 2 in a round, and then next round you'd have to use the swift action at the beginning to reload it for that round, and you're still not going to be able to you could get 2 a round at most out of that.
Yeah, you get
because
2
you could do
and
like
then 1, 2 then 1, 2 then 1.
Well, you could do 2 by doing oh no, actually, because you have to do a full round action to multiple attacks. So yeah, it would be alternating 2 and 1.
Wait, what?
Still, that's pretty good
So it would
fire
be
rate for
2 swift.
Or-
No, you'd only get. Yeah, sorry. Go
What
ahead.
you could do is just get a composite short bow.
Ooh.
I noticed they've
Ooh.
added those in, which makes sense because I was thinking like, I know they're still like shorter range, but don't those exist? It's like,
Yeah. they're basically Mongolian short bows.
Well, the only reason why I liked the crossbow was because it did a D10 damage instead of a D6.
Yeah, which is, and then in between them is the D8 for the longbow, but also you get the ×3 crit on short bows and longbows, but you get a 19 to 20 ×2 on a crossbow. It's kind of, they're quite balanced in that way,
Yeah.
but also having to reload it is a pain in the ass.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather be able to take all my actions than do more damage, but at the same time, like, if I sell it, then I'm gonna have extra money to buy, like, a better bow.
I mean, what strength do you have?
My strength is 16, so a +3.
+3. So you could get a +3 composite short bow from the looks of it. Let's see. So if longbow is 100 to start with, then 200 for +1, and composite short bow is 75 to start with. That would be another 75 for every strength rating. So 150 for +1, 300 for a +3 strength rating composite short bow. So you'd be doing D6 +3, which is still maximum of a 9, but it's also no reloading. It's also ×3 crit, and you know, that's another way of looking at it.
So that would mean I would get a D6 +4 if I'm within 30 feet. And if my dog is flanking, I would get my 2d6 sneak attack on top of that.
Oh yeah. And also you don't need to worry about reloading, so when you get multiple attacks per round, you can fire it multiple times without any worry. And then later
And
on,
I don't have to waste a feat to get reloading.
yeah, and instead of that, you could, when you have +6 BAB, get group shot, which makes you do all of your attacks with a bow before DR is applied. It's applied to just the overall amount of damage you do, not per bow shot.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me do that. Let me sell that crossbow unless somebody else wants it. Is anybody else in the party able to use the crossbow and wants to take all that crap? It's +1 to attack, and then it does a D10 damage.
Do rogues get to use crossbows?
Yes. Yes.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it because there's a tactic that I used when I was playing.
You cut out.
Do.
You'll
You back?
He'll be back eventually.
Oh,
There he is.
I had this tactic where if the enemy was too far away, I'd have my paladin fire his crossbow as his opening shot, then just let it swing onto his belt while he drew his sword and charged.
Cool. Well, if you want the crossbow, you can have it. Like I said, it's +1 to attack and then a D10.
Yeah, I'll definitely switch that out with my short bow since I usually only use a bow once in a combat, anyways.
Yeah, my bow is my main weapon, which is why I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, we got
it actually works way better for me.
Yeah, because we got
okay.
2 roguish types. I guess I'm just using roguish types. So we've got 1 melee focused rogue type, and then we got our ranged focused melee rogue type, which is cool.
We've got a rogue bard and a rogue monk.
Actually, it's a rogue druid.
Okay, a rogue druid and a rogue monk.
Yeah, I changed. It used to be a bard, now it's a druid.
A rogue druid. He's a druid who wears metal armor. I mean, he's so rogue.
Actually, I am wearing metal armor, so yeah.
Thankfully, it doesn't cripple you like it would a normal druid.
Yeah.
So I guess you're like, you know, we sort of all got our payday checks, and we're like, we're off to the market.
And I love having taken improved unarmed strike because now it's like it doesn't matter. I could be caught without my sword and still punch people down.
Yeah.
To the tune of what? A D6 per shot?
D6 instead of it, yeah, so like you have your D8 katana and then you have your D6 hand.
And not only that, I can use both hands without having a dexterity check fail. So I don't need to have 2-weapon fighting to use both my hands.
Well, that's a feat that doesn't exist in Pathfinder anyway, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Because it makes... Yeah, I'm kind of glad they removed that, because, you know, you don't exactly need any extra training to just two-hand a weapon. In fact, that's kind of... just how people would do it when they're learning. It's sort of like... just swing it as hard as I can! Urgh.
Yeah.
Alright, well, my first thing is I'm gonna go try to find the best bow I can.
Okay, so you guys head back to the market.
I'll go along with her to to sell my old short bow and get a bolt equip of quarrels.
I also have business at that shop.
So everyone's off to the weapon shop, pretty much.
The Fletcher mostly, but
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the weapon and armor shop. There's, you know, they kind of... because most people will end up, like, buying both, they have, like, a joint stall. Just two stalls pushed together, pretty much. And, you have... okay... So we are in a... okay, so we're going to the weaponsmith first. Oh, there it is.
We're going to go talk to Fletcher. I remember that was actually a character.
Yeah. The Fletcher named Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
He gets that all the time.
Yes. Well, hearing his name called, Fletcher pokes up. What can I get you today?
I want a bow.
It might have to be more
Very
specific than that, darling.
I want a good bow.
Do you want a good longbow or a good short bow?
Short bow.
Okay. And, just a regular old short bow?
No, I'm looking for something a lot better than what I have. She kind of just shows her plain old short bow.
Ah, well, here. Let me see if I got anything here in terms of... He, like, turns to look at, like, the take a glance over his magic weapon. Ooh, I do have this extremely lovely short bow over here, but it also depends on what kind of price range you have.
I was only looking to spend like 400 gold at the most, so probably nothing too exotic.
No, this definitely wouldn't be for you then. He says after like this one particular short bow that's on the magic weapon rack. He's like, all right, so let's go back to maybe just want something a bit better. Yes. I'm sure a composite short bow might be what you're looking for.
That sounds good.
Yeah, something that allows you to, with a bit thicker string and a stronger, he knows what it's called, but I don't, the actual, like, the body of the bow.
Yeah.
Staff.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
I used to shoot all the time, that's how I know.
Okay. Well, come up here, and let me see exactly what sort of strength you'll need, and he brings out his little box of the different thick strings, and which ones can you, I wouldn't say comfortably, but effectively pull back and think you could handle pulling back on a regular, you know, as much as combat demands.
So she'll do that, and whatever's good for a +3 strength.
Yeah, you get to the middle, because it only goes up to a +5, I believe. Yeah. And then it would be special, like, custom-made bows for anything stronger than a +5. And you get to the middle one and pull it back and let go, and you're sort of like, okay. And you try the +4, and you're like, okay, that would hurt if I tried to pull that back too much, too often. Yeah, so right,
There's
so,
one.
Hmm?
There's one giant crossbow in the back that's made specifically for trolls called the Peacemaker, spelled P-E-I-C-E.
All right. Oh wow, that's yes, you're reasonably strong, and I mean, I expected that from looking at you. He says, looking at the ferret-headed but Amazonian-built woman. All right, so it's a short bow made to withstand that sort of strength, and the thickness of the string cost you 300 gold.
That sounds good.
I mean, are you proficient in a longbow, perhaps? Because if you're looking to spend 400, you could get a longbow that's of the same strength rating for 400.
Unfortunately, I've never used a longbow before.
Alright, well, it's here if you do pick up the... if you become proficient in such a thing. And for now, I'll just go get this ready. And he's got a rack of already made bodies, and he just picks up one of the composite short bow bodies. He gets out his I guess it would be like you got standard string, and then you got I guess you call it fine, or just like better quality string, and then you got the strong string, the very strong string, the Titan string, and the holy shit string. And he, alright, well, it's going to take me just a few minutes to string this bow for you. So,
Okay. Also, do you have any durable or blunt arrows in stock?
blunt arrows.
You have blunt arrows? Can I have 20 of those?
Alright, that's an extra 2 gold for those.
Alright.
Kiki. Add my share of the silvered arrows to yours, since Tom would hand those over.
Okay, so I've got 30 now instead of 15?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh wow, here we go. And for some of my more durable arrows, that would take, let's see, for a full quiver of 20, that would be 20 gold.
Yeah, I could do that.
Because it takes a lot to make an arrow that doesn't break when it hits a wall or an enemy. And they're already in here. They didn't used to be, but they're in here.
So that's 322 gold we decided?
Yep, that rounds it out nicely.
Can I maybe trade you in this short bow to get a little discount?
I can just mark it off the price. Let's see, how much is one of those? Just a short bow. 30 gold. So it was 322. So, alright, well, I guess if you, let's see, kind of like stops a moment, looks at the short bow. Alright, it's in fairly good condition. How about we just round it down to 300?
Sounds good to me.
Because he looks at it, it's like, okay, it's not being bashed around too much. I can just sell that for full price. Okay, well, he goes back to stringing the bow, and he has this this basically a vice to hold it in place when he as he's bending it back to actually get the tension in the string and get it set. And then it makes a few adjustments to make sure it's not pulled back too far before you actually start pulling the string. And after the good 10 minutes, he's happy with it, and he sets it down. Alright, well, step over here, and he just takes one of the common arrows, and... Oh, no, he takes one of the durable arrows that you're buying. He goes, right, just to show you, I mean, most regular arrows don't even break against a target, but you'll see no wear on the head at all when using one of these. And he takes you to this this single target that he has just for when he's making bows, to just take a few shots at it, make sure everything's fine with it. And he makes you stand a good 30 feet away. And hands over the bow and the arrow.
Alright, well. Now that you've helped her,
Mm-hmm.
I have some things I'd also like to get from you. Remember how we were talking about getting that composite longbow? Well, I think I have the money for it now.
Oh, wonderful. Do you remember which strength you were in terms of the strings?
It would be the, well, out of character, it's the +3.
Okay.
So
you would call it the
same as Tuffy.
like the strong string.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, you don't happen to have a slightly better version of that available?
What do you mean?
Can you make it? I don't want to just say masterwork, but I guess I'll just say masterwork since.
Oh, any of yeah. I guess masterwork quality is also a term that could be used in character.
Yeah, I was trying to think of how to say that.
Ah, you're
like
really
if
not,
they just call it master.
Yeah, have crafted any composite longbow bodies, or I guess Kel needs to say it again.
Staff or
Aft.
staff?
Oh yeah.
Aft.
Any apps that you've made that you would consider to be masterwork quality? And he goes, "Oh yes, actually, I do have some over here." And let's see, it had how much did it add again?
I don't remember, but we actually might not need to figure that out because I'm going to be trading in a masterwork longbow. So we could just kind of have those two. Well, no, that'd be up to you as the GM. You wouldn't quite take it for the same value. It'd be a little less.
Okay, so you bought a masterwork you got a masterwork longbow to trade in, you said?
Yeah, I have a regular longbow and a masterwork longbow to trade in.
Okay.
For the masterwork composite longbow.
Okay, well, for one of my masterwork longbows of that strength, it would come to about 700 gold, but with a longbow and... yes, this is indeed a mastercrafted longbow you have here to trade in.
It even says Mastercraft on the side.
I would say... I think this is a fair trade to bring it down just to the flat 400 again for that particular strength of longbow.
Sounds reasonable, and let's throw in the same arrow package that she got.
Okay, so you want 20 blunt arrows and 20 durable arrows.
Sounds
so
good.
422 then.
Alright, I count out the money, which takes me down to 568. Alright.
Well, I'll just get that strung for you. I'll be a bit. And you're there, he says, they look into Tuffy. Just keep firing and retrieving that one arrow. Just make sure it's right for you. And you know, if that arrow breaks, then I'll eat my hat. I don't have a hat right now, but I'll find one. And you start stringing up the longbow, and right enough, then no matter how many times Tuffy fires at that target, that arrow is not showing any damage to it.
Eat.
So I guess they work this in because of people being...
You know, when I'm ready to get the deflect arrow feed, I might have...
Sorry, go ahead.
Get the deflect arrow feed. Get the deflect arrow feed, I might have Tom train with Tuffy.
That's actually a cool idea.
So,
Although
because,
you
you
do
know,
it
the
with
blunt
the
arrows
blunt
aren't going to
arrows.
hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I noticed that one of the rogue traits I can take, one of the rogue talents I can take, is actually having trained with a samurai in the use of a katana. So that would be a fun trade.
That'd be a samurai though, not a ninja. I guess you could talk to Krisha about it.
Yeah. Well, either way, we can teach her the use of the katana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, before that happened, story-wise, you'd have to have picked up the rogue talent kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be very nice to have a D8 weapon with a 18 to 20 crit range.
Yeah.
Okay, once that transaction is done, Tom will put his Dragon Clan short bow up on the table, along with the quiver of 20 arrows remaining for it.
Alright. He looks over the bow and he's kind of like goes, oh, that's rather nicely crafted. Bit more effort into the design than a typical short bow. And let's see, he kind of just pulls the arrows out of the quiver to look at them. Alright, just some common arrows here.
Yeah, they're just standard arrows. Of course, they've got a foreign marking he's probably never seen on them before.
Yeah. Though he just seems more interested in it than questioning it. Alright, so just turning in the archery, are we?
Yes, I have acquired a well-crafted crossbow, and I will need quarrels for it.
Indeed, you will need some bolts. Did you want some durable bolts? I do have those as well as the durable arrows.
Yes. A quiver each.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. And so you want the blunt and the durable as well.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Yep, they're just the I'll get you they usually come in smaller quivers of 10, but I'm sure you probably want a good 20 with you.
Indeed.
Alright. So that would come to the same price as your friends here, the 22.
So the quivers minus the price of the rare short bow.
Yeah, he's like looking it over and he's going, so 22, this would cover that entirely and then some, so...
Much like a lot of the other stylistic things from the Dragon Clan, it's got dragon inscriptions all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't help the bow shoot better, but it does make it look nicer.
Well, I think from this I would need to give you the ammunition you've requested and about 3 gold. Does that seem fair to you?
It does.
So he hands it over along with the 3 gold because, yeah.
Yeah. And then he'll move over to the armorer and see if he can't turn in his mace. Served him well enough, but don't need it no more.
Oh, well, I hope it helped you while you had it. I see it's had some use.
It has served me quite well. May it serve the next one that takes it.
Yes, well, you looking to buy anything at all?
Do you have any braces that help increase one's ability to avoid damage?
Ah, enchanted braces. Okay, let me have a look here.